Kyle, you got me. Thank you. All right. How many people have heard of OpenStreetMap US? Great. Then we're done. So we've been busy. As an organization, we do a lot of things outside of State of the Map US, believe it or not. How many people have heard of OpenStreetMap? If you haven't, you're in the right place to learn a little bit more. I often give talks and introduce people to OpenStreetMap, and it's kind of fun. That's one of my favorite parts of this job, is to talk to people about what is OpenStreetMap and who's behind it. And all of you already know that. So if you are curious about learning more, attend some talks today and tomorrow. But it always astounds me. I do these statistics. I look at NICE 1 and I check out how many contributors are editing from different countries. And it's always amazing. And it's changes the time of day. But yesterday there was 7,000 people contributing to OpenStreetMap. So it's pretty cool. I get the question often, how is this organized? Because a lot of people don't really think that it is. But there's more happening. And that's kind of the fun of it, right? But there's more people and more things happening behind the scenes than people realize. OpenStreetMap is a database. It's not a map. It's not owned or controlled by any one company. It's free open data. The UN called it a commons. It's a public commons, which is kind of a beautiful and rare thing. The OpenStreetMap Foundation is a UK-based charity. They are the global legal entity for OpenStreetMap, and they are the steward. Their main role is to keep the lights on, so to speak. And there's one systems administrator. There's a couple new staff. We have one in the room, and can talk to him about that. And then there's local chapters all over the world. OpenStreetMap US is one of the largest. We have our own 501c3. We became a member a few years ago, and that agreement enables us to use OpenStreetMap as a name. So we want to share a little bit more about what OpenStreetMap US does throughout the year. So since coming on, I was the first paid staff for OpenStreetMap US 7 years ago. Prior to that, for the first 9 years of existence, it was run by 5 volunteer board members, many of whom former board members are in this room. So hello, I'm glad you're still around. Thank you. But now we've got 4 staff. You raised their hands earlier, and we're able to do a lot more. Here are their names again, if you're unfamiliar. And we also have the board again. Here we go. Did any board members just show up? You want to raise your hands? No, you've all been here since the beginning, I know. Meet them. At Saturday, they're going to have the closing session at 4:15. So interact with the board. There's going to be a chance to ask questions about what it's like to be on the board. So you can consider running yourselves. So OpenStreetMap US sits in the middle. The map is a beautiful thing. It brings people together from all different parts of the world, from all different sectors. And OpenStreetMap US really is here to convene those groups. Think about everybody's interests. Think about how we can work together to strengthen not only the map, but our communities, and enable all of these different disparate interests. So that's how we kind of see ourselves, as that convener. Case in point, we're all here together today. It's an interesting intersection to be in, to try to serve all those different needs, and we do that in a number of ways. First, we do it through programs, so I'm going to invite Alyssa up to talk about that. Do you want this mic or that one?
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Alyssa. I'm the program coordinator. Really excited to talk to everybody about what we've been working on since the last time we all gathered in Boston last year. A quick caveat, programs, a bit of a catch-all term at OpenStreetMap US. We're going to be talking about some events, some collaborations with other organizations. We got a lot to cover. First thing I want to shout out is our Mappy Hours. So we have been hosting Mappy Hours since 2012. Martine hosted the very first OpenStreetMap US Mappy Hour. And it's really just a space to informally gather the community online, host guest speakers or sessions on topics that folks want to learn about. This year we had 133 Mappy Hour attendees across, I believe, 6 or 7 different Mappy Hours, which means that, there are more people out there that know about Open Historical Map, for example, or more folks who know how to map complicated sidewalk intersections, which is wonderful. So it's been a really great year for Mappy Hours. We have a public events calendar on our website now, so you can always, see when the next one is coming up and sign up on our website. I do want to shout out our upcoming Mappy Hour. It's going to be on July 22nd. We're going to be learning all about Open Wetlands Map, which is a project we're partnering with the folks from the Environmental Policy Innovation Center. And if you can't wait until July 22nd to learn about Open Wetlands Map, there is a session about it later today. But if that sparks your curiosity, come join this Mappy Hour. They always meet usually on Zoom in like the evening time, Eastern time. I also want to talk about our charter project program. So if you're unfamiliar, charter projects are essentially underneath like a fiscal sponsorship framework with OpenStreetMap US. So that means we're able to support them legally and financially and devote some staff time and logistics to these projects to help them grow and sustain themselves. So we welcome 2 new charter projects this year, which is really exciting. We've got Youth Mappers and we've got Yesterdays. There are folks from both those projects here at this conference. We have a table right outside for our community and charter projects, so I hope you go and meet those folks. We're really excited about these 2 projects in particular because they're both very centered on the idea of bringing new demographics, new people into the world of OpenStreetMap, which is something we're very excited about at OSM US. All right, working groups. Ooh, raise your hand if you've joined an OSM US working group. There should be more hands up. No, okay, everyone's invited. We have many different ones. As you can see, they all meet on a regular cadence, talking about, a number of different topics. It's just a space to collaborate with other mappers, solve problems together, learn from each other. A few highlights, in the past year of working groups, we launched the Maintainers Working Group. That meets every 2 months. It's meant for developers in the OpenStreetMap community. Our Pedestrian Working Group launched version 1.0 of their sidewalk mapping schema. You could also learn about that later on at this conference. It's also been a really great year for our Education Working Group. We've been having some really wonderful discussions as they help us kind of brainstorm and build, what can OSM US help create for teachers in the classroom who want to bring OpenStreetMap to their students. So everyone here is invited to a working group, free to attend, whether you join one a year or you join every single one. We'd love to see you there.
Sign up on our website.
Yes, sign up on our website. All right, I also want to shout out 2 collaborations that we hosted this year in partnership with Mapillary. Every once in a while we get contacted by an organization or a company that's like, I want to support the OpenStreetMap community. Can you help us do that? We're always like, yes, thank you for asking. So through hosting the US instance of the Complete the Map Challenge, we helped encourage folks to upload fresh street level imagery to Mapillary. And we also just wrapped up our Mapillary Camera Grant program. So we spent 40 cameras across the US to help folks capture imagery specifically when it comes to like sidewalk and pedestrian infrastructure. 2 of those cameras went to Wisconsin. All right, and this is my last slide here. I really just want to emphasize that, we're always thinking of new ways and trying to brainstorm ways that we could support, the mappers and the work that you do and the tools that you create. And I highly encourage everyone here, if you have any questions, say you want to start a local event in your town and you're interested in our micro grants program for that, or you have a tool that you think maybe can make a good community project, maybe you want to come to State of the Map US in the future and you need some financial support, please come talk to me. I would love to answer your questions and, learn how we can support what you're doing. I wore a big pink blazer today, so I'm very recognizable from across the room. All right, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Jake to talk about the tech side of OSM US.
Thank you. So we once or twice a year get to gather in person and see each other and collaborate, and that's really great. But throughout the rest of the year, OpenStreetMap doesn't happen face-to-face, it happens online. And that means that there's a lot of software that's needed to help people collaborate, connect, create and maintain this amazing geospatial data resource from all over the world from their computers. And OpenStreetMap is not just one piece of software. It's a software ecosystem. It's this big distributed grassroots network of tools that talk to each other and connect. At the center of it all is the OpenStreetMap.org website and database. That's where the authoritative central copy of OpenStreetMap lives that we can all collaborate on. But surrounding that, there's this ecosystem of tools that have been created by lots of different people over the years, many of them volunteers, tools that enable people to edit the map, to collaborate with each other, to query and analyze the data, to discover and fix errors and vandalism and other issues with the map, and to download and export data so that they can use it in all sorts of different projects in every different file format you can imagine. And we at OpenStreetMap US are one of the participants in maintaining this ecosystem of software. So some of the tools that we maintain or support are here on this slide. This is an incomplete list, but everything that's here, you may recognize some of these logos. Actually, show of hands, how many people recognize one of these projects, maybe have used one of the things on this list before? Wow, amazing. I'm glad. So everything here is something that we either develop or have taken over maintenance of or support with technical resources that's a community project or a charter project. I'll be talking about all these tools more later this morning. So if you're interested, you'll come to my talk. But for now, I'll just say that we're really grateful to all of you who are here, to our individual and organizational members who support us because it enables us to do this work. Maintaining the software stack that you see here and offering the programs that Alyssa was talking about earlier takes a lot of work, a lot of staff time, and a lot of resources, and so we couldn't do it without all of your help, so thank you. And I will also just add that everything we do on the tech side of things is open source, and contributions are very welcome. So you can find all of these tools on GitHub, and if you're interested in getting involved in helping out develop any of them, if you have a feature request or want to know how to report a bug, come find me and be happy to talk about that. And now I think I will hand it back to, and I will, if you want to hear more about the tech and tools updates, I'll be talking at 11:45 about that, so I hope you come and see me then. Thanks.
All right. Aren't they great? And we have invited Nellie to speak this time, but maybe next year we can get her up here. Nellie is integral to all the behind the scenes that happen, so if you see Nellie, give her a thank you. Like I said, it's been an interesting year for fundraising. And people are, how do we keep all this going? And I sometimes joke that I stand out on the corner with a rubber boot once a year and ask for people's change. But it's a little bit easy. It's not quite that hard. But we have 5 main funding streams. We have individual memberships, like I mentioned. Organizational memberships are a big part of that. Sometimes we get grants, which is great. Those are more difficult than you'd think. Individual donations, and then event sponsorships and registrations. This is kind of a fun slide. There's tens of thousands of companies and organizations out there that use OpenStreetMap. I mean, does yours? But who supports it? Not that many. So thanks to those folks that are in yellow, to those companies in white, maybe we can talk today about turning your name yellow. Like I said, this is not an exhaustive list, but it kind of gives you a sense of the tragedy of the commons and the reliance that comes upon something that is given openly and freely, and is often not appreciated in the way that it might really support itself. So just something to think about, and spread the word of if you invested, if your pipeline relies on OpenStreetMap data, consider investing in that pipeline. So here's ways to get involved. On the financial side, we've got membership at many different tiers. And there's there's no top level of this chart, but if we have opportunities for students, academic members, regular membership comes at $20 a year. So we'd really like to add you to our list of members. Organizational membership, like I said, there is no top level here either, but there's lots of different ways to get involved, and enables you to get involved with the community on Slack. It just shows you're supporting open data and that shared commitment to keeping this amazing project and community going. And thanks to all those folks on the right side. We really appreciate you. And thank you, Martine, for being the clap initiator in the middle of the room. Like I said, sponsorship used to be our main income stream. It was all we relied on to keep things going. It hasn't been enough in recent years, but at least it's been paying for the conference, so that's really great. So thanks again to these sponsors. And if you see those folks around, give them a high five for coming in as sponsors this year. And each one of you. So, I talk about needing investment in all of you. Thank you. Your presence here and your registration and everything you're doing to support this event is just amazing. So thank you for being here and for your investment in this community and in the project. There's lots of ways to stay connected. OpenStreetMap US has a table outside. It's where the puzzle is. So the staff will be there or around, generally running from thing to next to next. But find us, talk to us. You can sign up for all the different things we talked about online. Join the OSM US Slack. Keep on mapping. And that sounds like it could be a really good song. Keep on mapping. I should get off the stage. Like I said, become a member, and thank you very much for being here. And if you have any questions about any of this, come find us throughout the next 2 days. So thank you again so much, and have a great conference. Good luck to all the speakers, and yeah, that's all for now.